So what's special about Peachtree City, Georgia?
This is David and Amy Vendor, the Vendor Group serving South Metro Atlanta area, and these are our top 5 reasons people move to Peachtree City, Georgia.
So top on that list is that it's a master planned community. It's located about 35 miles south of Atlanta.
So back in 1959, a group of developers purchased a large piece of property in Fayette County and they started developing Peachtree City.
So a planned community concept is not that unusual right now. There's a lot of them across the country, but back in the late 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, that was a highly innovative project, very unusual. What made it a little more unique was that it was based on the village concept.
So the village concept is an idea that you can live, work, and play all in a small area. So each one of the different villages has its own elementary school, its own shopping, and you have the opportunity to work right there in your own village.
So it's very easy to get from one village to the next with our multi-use pass system, and we have over 100 miles of that in Peachtree City.
So you'll probably never actually hear anybody refer to it as a multi-use pass system. Everybody calls it the golf cart pass. But you can do more than that. You can walk the dog, you can go on a jog, you can ride your bicycle, but really the only motorized vehicles that are allowed are golf carts.
And that's kind of what we're known for, but we're going to get into that in a little bit. But there's about 5 villages right now, and we also have an industrial park.
So when we've started doing driving tour videos of each village, and the ones we've completed, I'll put in the description below.
So you have to check them out and ride along with us. So next on the list is the golf cart lifestyle that Peachtree City offers, and it's probably one of the things that differentiates us the most from any other city in Metro Atlanta.
And you'll see the other cities around Metro Atlanta will make fun of Peachtree City because of the golf carts.
They're just jealous.
And mainly because you think of a retirement community with the golf carts, but you really can replace a lot of your car driving with it, and it's a lot of fun.
It is. We have over 100 miles of paths that wander through each village, connect the villages, and you can get anywhere in the city on a golf cart.
So a lot of people can almost completely replace using their car. They can go to work, they can go to school, you can go to the grocery store, you can go out for a date, and it just makes it more adventurous.
It does, and it's relaxing. They used to have a slogan, life at 15 miles an hour, and these golf carts can go a lot faster than 15 miles an hour, so you have to be careful. But it's just, we slow down. This life, we tend to be in a rat race going at least 70 miles an hour, and so it's nice to slow down, take a deep breath, get in nature, which you're able to do on the golf cart.
On almost every golf cart ride we've ever gone on, you almost see a deer every time, and then we've seen wild turkey, we've seen all kinds of beautiful wildlife.
Now, it's not unusual to see kids driving the golf carts.
So at 15, with a learner's permit, a teenager can drive a golf cart by themselves, and they'll take it to high school, they'll take it to work, they'll take it to go see their friend's house, and it gives them that freedom a little bit earlier. But as a dad, I really appreciated that my daughters were learning to drive a golf cart at 15 miles an hour instead of a car at 50, 60, 70 miles an hour.
Now, as parents, you have to make sure that your kids understand the rules and regulations, because it's not just a free pass.
So yeah, it's not like just walking down the road. You have basically the same rules you have in a car. If you go out to dinner, which we love to do on a regular basis, but if you have a little too much to drink, call Uber, because you can get a DUI on a golf cart. Also, buy insurance for it. I have seen a teenager bump into a $70,000 Corvette in the Kroger parking lot.
Not pretty.
Also, you have to register the golf cart with the city, and you have to do that every year.
And we have some links below to the Peachtree City government.
So come on down to Peachtree City and check out this golf cart lifestyle. Third on the list are the lakes we have in Peachtree City.
So not only do the lakes add to the beauty of Peachtree City, but they add to the enjoyment for its residents.
So one of the great things about Peachtree City is the weather. We've had multiple clients move here from colder areas like Detroit, Wisconsin, and one of the things they want to do is enjoy the outdoors year round, and that's one thing you can really do here.
So we have 3 lakes in Peachtree City. The original lake is Lake Peachtree, and it's located in what is called the heart of Peachtree City, or the center of Peachtree City.
So one really great thing about Lake Peachtree is the walking paths. One of our favorite things to do is to park over at Drake Field, walk over to Battery Way and over to Spyglass Island, and it's just a really relaxing, fun, enjoyable little walk.
It's right by the library and the municipal buildings. There are public restrooms. It's just a great place to relax.
So one of the negatives of Lake Peachtree is if you want to take a boat over there, the boat access is very limited. Now you will see some power boats on Lake Peachtree, and that's the only lake you'll see them on, but you have to live on the lake and have a dock at your property at the lake to have a power boat. So you don't see very much of that.
So on the north side of Peachtree City is Lake Hederon. Now you do not have the walking trails around Lake Hederon like you do Lake Peachtree, but you do have better access to launch your boat.
So the boat launch there is really well done. They have great parking with trailers, and they have an extensive dock there too for fishing off the dock or just tying your boat up.
And then our final lake is Lake Macintosh, and that's fed by Lime Creek, and that is the most recent lake. It was just finished in 2012.
One nice thing about Lake Macintosh is they have great parking for boats. They have a great boat ramp. They also have an extensive dock, and they also have some nice little hiking areas and some pavilions.
Now, yes, you have public restrooms there. You do have 2 pavilions. You've got a couple gazebos. So it's not unusual to see birthday parties being held there, graduation parties. We've been to a couple there. Just a great gathering place.
Now, to get to Lake Macintosh, you have to go around behind our local airport, which is Falcon Field, or you could park over at the Line Creek Recreation Center and hike down Line Creek. It's about a mile or so, if I remember right, and it's a beautiful little hike. What other city that you know that has 3 lakes in it?
And you can get there in a golf cart.
So next on our list is convenience to Hartfield-Jackson International Airport.
So Peachtree City is located about 22 miles south of the airport. So a lot of people find it very convenient whether they work for the airline. We have a lot of Delta, Southwest.
Delta, Southwest, a lot of airline people, and all the companies that support the airlines as well.
Yes, and then if you have to fly out for business, we have a ton of people that travel for a living that find it very convenient to live south of the airport. So you're about, 30 minutes to the airport?
Almost most places in Peachtree City, it's about 30 minutes. And then think about that 30-minute. There's a lot of great suburbs north of Atlanta that are probably about an hour away from the airport. So that would add another 30 minutes each way to your commute, an hour a day to your commute, 5 hours a week. So about 250 hours a year sitting in your car extra.
That is a lot of time to be doing that. So as Dave mentioned, when we have people coming in, a lot of times they're looking at Peachtree City. They're also looking at other areas of Metro Atlanta, a lot of areas north of the city. So if they have to get to the airport very often, then we always want to look at Peachtree City as an option because you're going to be spending a lot of time because you have to go through Atlanta or around Atlanta. And
if you're not all the northern suburbs.
Yes, and one of the things Atlanta is known for is traffic. So even if the mileage is about the same, you're going to be dealing with traffic, so that's going to add to your commute time.
So just a pure quality of life, Peachtree City can be a great option for you.
Absolutely.
Last but certainly not least are the great schools we have in Peachtree City.
So when deciding where to live, most buyers cite that schools are a huge factor in deciding where they choose to call home.
So, and it really doesn't matter if they have kids or not because it can really affect your resale value depending on what school district you're in.
And because Peachtree City schools are ranked very highly in the state of Georgia, Peachtree City is a huge draw.
Now, a couple of things to keep in mind when you're talking to your realtor about schools. They're very limited in what they can tell you due to fair housing laws. What we recommend to our clients are there's some great online resources where you can do your research.
And we've got those linked below.
But also go and interview the schools. Pick up the phone, call the school, make an appointment, go in there, talk to the principal, talk to some teachers. And we've had many clients do this over the years.
Yeah, that's something we started suggesting early on. And I think for people relocating from other areas of the country, it wasn't anything they thought about doing, but it really changed their perspective because some people, there is a lot of information out there online and they would do their research. And I think especially once you get into middle school and high school, they did their research, they looked at test scores, and then they went and visited the schools. And
it changed their mind. We've had clients that wanted Macintosh and then they wanted Starr's Mill, or they wanted Starr's Mill like, oh, we'd like to go to either one. Either one's great.
Yes, so it can really change your perspective. So that's something very important to consider doing. Visit the schools.
And then here in Georgia, we start school early in the year. We start the first week of August.
It's still very hot. Yes, we start the beginning of August. We end end right before Memorial Day. But if you're moving, particularly from the Northeast, where you end in June and usually start after Labor Day, it really is going to increase your home search because your time frame. Because a lot of people want to get here, get their kids settled, understandably, before school starts. So you've got a pretty small window there.
Now, some states, as long as you have a house under contract, you go ahead and register your kids at the school. Not in Georgia. You have to have closed on your house and have a utility bill as proof that you own that house.
Or that you've at least set up your utilities. So we've had people go directly from the closing table to the Fayette Board of Education. So students in Peachtree City are part of the Fayette County school system. Now remember, in Peachtree City, we've got the village concept. So each village has an elementary school, at least one elementary school, and then there are 2 middle schools and 2 high schools.
So most students in Peachtree City will either go through an elementary school to Booth Middle School to Macintosh High School.
Go Chiefs!
Or you'll go from an elementary school to Rising Star Middle School to Stars Mill High School.
Go Panthers!
Now there's a little section of Peachtree City that actually doesn't go through either one, and it would go through Tyrone and go through Sandy Creek High School, but it is a small portion of Peachtree City.
So we've concentrated on public schools, but there are some great private school options as well, and we'll have some links to those below.
So those are our top 5 reasons to move to Peachtree City. If you have any others, put them in the comments below, and maybe we'll add that to a future video.
If you have any questions about moving to Peachtree City or any other city in South Metro Atlanta, Dave and I and our team would love to help you.
As always, if you like this video, please like and subscribe.